Welcome to Pop Cult, where we talk reality TV, celebrity chaos, and pop culture throwbacks.
Sorry. I hate Google Drive. Okay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Pop Cult. We're your hosts. I'm Julia.
This is Avery.
And this is our Fame Files episode of the week. It's where we're going to talk about past pop culture events. And you can also catch us on Tuesdays and listen to our Reality Digest, where we go into the current pop culture event.
Yes.
So whatever floats your boat, listen to both, listen to one, whatever you want to do. But today, we're going to talk about YouTubers.
Today we are talking about, drumroll that you never do, the YouTube beauty drama.
Yeah,
the
I just won't ever be doing a drum roll. That's just never
Okay.
happen.
Well,
What, like, how do you want me
anyway.
to do a drum roll? Like, you do it.
like on your mic, like,
Oh,
did you hear that?
yeah.
Do it. Yeah, that was good. Thank you. Drum roll, please.
I can't hear it, so I don't even know what it sounds like.
No, I know. It sounds good. It sounds good. We are talking about the YouTube beauty drama of, I know Julia hates when I say this, but the 20 teens.
Ugh.
20, like, I would say like 20, really like 2019.
Like, wouldn't
to,
you ever, like, you could say,
2022.
like, the 2010s. Like, doesn't that sound so much better?
Yeah, but then I feel like that's 2010 to 2014, you know? That's a bit early for the
Fine.
context.
Okay.
Anyway, that's not the point. We are talking about, like, the mass cancellation of beauty YouTubers in particular from this time frame. Basically, all of these people shot into fame, catapulted into massive fame and massive money via their makeup YouTube channels. And then, like, there was this public reckoning of all of the dirt from their past, I feel like, coming back up, like, all around the same time. It really was just, it felt like dominoes falling, honestly. So there are many scandals. Like, genuinely, as I was researching and writing this, I just kept finding more and more. I was getting overwhelmed. I had to stop while I was writing this because I was like, oh my God, I don't know how to do this. This episode is going to be 3 hours long. Like, we can't be doing all that. So we're going to be talking about 3 scandals today. I think we might do a part 2 and talk about, like, some new ones. But then also, one of the ones that we're talking about is, like, James Charles and Tati.
A classic.
Yeah, of course. Everybody knows that one. But I feel like there is an entire separate part of this that I just didn't include here because it kind of feels like it resolved and then it started over in a completely different way. So I will kind of end that section with how I feel like we could maybe do a part 2 on this and then maybe throw some other ones in there, like some smaller ones.
Okay.
But yeah, I think this will be a fun one. We're going to talk about the Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, Gabriel Zamora, Manny MUA, and Laura Lee situation. Then we're going to talk about the James Charles and Tati situation. And then lastly, we're going to talk about the Jaclyn Hill, her lipstick scandal, because this one was like,
oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, probably like less juicy, but I put it in here because Jaclyn Hill was genuinely like my favorite YouTuber ever. I loved her. I still do. I still like follow her on her socials and everything. And I just always liked the fact that she kind of like stayed out of the other drama, and all of her drama had to do with, like, unfortunately, her trying to start her own business, which I'm sure was really tough on her. But yeah, I've seen videos and heard her on podcasts and stuff where she kind of like makes light of it. So I feel okay like talking about it, even though I do love her. Is there anything that you know about any of these?
Well, I watched like the James Charles like follower count go down like live on my like computer.
Oh my God.
Because I was really big into like James Charles, the Dolan twins, and Emma Chamberlain, and when they would do their like little like quad videos together, I actually obsessed over that. Like I would like drool at the mouth when they would.
You totally need to do an episode on that.
I loved them like to death.
Put that on our list because I don't know anything about them, so I couldn't do an episode. But I feel like if you ever want to do an episode, you need to do that.
Okay. Yeah. So like that happened, and then like the whole group broke up. It was all that same era, I think. I don't really understand time anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But so I was involved in that regard, and then I watched the Tati video where she was like, and he did it on my birthday.
And he did it on my birthday. Of
And all of
course.
that jazz. Like that was just like really was a time. What you said that was like 2019? No way.
It was, I can't remember. I think I'll definitely say it. I just can't. It's all blurring together at this point.
That's fair.
But we'll get into the details. We're gonna do that one last. So, actually, that's
Okay.
not true. I think it's like third. So
That's fine.
second or third.
Other than that, I don't know anything. I don't know who Laura Lee is. I know who
Okay.
Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star are. Like I'm not like under a rock or anything. I just don't know
Totally.
the like exact details of what happened.
Totally. The only other disclaimer I want to give is obviously like there's been so many other scandals. So like this is just a few of them. And even with James Charles in particular, he obviously has had like a completely separate other scandal that has genuinely nothing to do with other YouTubers, as I
Yeah.
understand it.
Oh, okay.
So we will probably do an episode on that.
Just recently, my friend was in Orlando at it was either Disney or Universal, I don't remember which one, and she saw James Charles.
You're kidding.
No, I'm so for real.
Hi sisters, this is
Hey,
me trying a
sisters.
Coke float.
Yeah, like I think it might have been like Epic Universe, like the new Universal Park is where she saw him.
Oh my god, that's so funny. I would totally go up to James Charles and ask for a photo.
He looks so small in the picture she sent me.
He is, I think, kind of a tiny person and also a weird one. But yeah,
Yeah.
I do think that there's been like some allegations that maybe he's had like online interactions with underage boys.
I did know about that. I forgot about that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know like how it netted out.
That's
I honestly
nasty if that's
kind of
real.
stopped keeping up with him, but like I'll look into it, and if that is something that we want to do an episode on, we can do that at a later date. But we're gonna be only talking about one of the scandals that he's had because he has been involved in many. But let's jump into it. Okay, in the 2010s, I'll correct myself there. YouTube, I feel like, was really the primary social platform for creators and what we would at this point now I just think call influencers.
Yeah, fair.
A particular niche that found like insane amounts of success were the makeup and beauty YouTubers.
Mm-hmm.
Many of them started out with very like shitty quality equipment, mostly reviewing affordable brands, something like e.l.f. or just other drugstore brands. And all of them were doing crazy eye looks. Like they were wearing a cut crease in their day to day, you know? That's what it was giving. But those makeup tutorials were really taking the internet by storm at this time. I was totally like, I would watch all of them when they would drop a new video. I would be like, I have to go to Ulta immediately.
Well, yeah.
And buy these products. But there were a group of these extremely talented, mostly self-taught makeup artists that really found huge financial success from their channels and are still very relevant in beauty and lifestyle influencers today. I feel like most of them have kind of branched into more lifestyle stuff just because the crazy makeup side of it is not really a thing. Like we're obviously in this era of like clean girl aesthetic and whatever. So like we're not wearing a full glam in our day-to-day anymore. But they kind of were just these early adopters. And I feel like it is really impressive and really interesting to see, you know, how these people could identify this could really be something because this is kind of like a new thing on the scene. And so let's just see what we can do with it. As the industry continued to grow and succeed, a lot of them became very close friends. Most of them lived in LA or at some point moved to LA during their career, and they would appear in each other's videos, they would hang out, you would see them on social media content, on Instagram, on Snapchat, if you can believe it. And a good chunk of them also started to come out with their own makeup or beauty product lines or companies. As much success as they were finding, they also found themselves in quite a lot of drama, both interpersonally and also regarding their business ventures. And those scandals are what we were going to be talking about today. We're going to kick it off, like I said, with a scandal that has many parts, but it was just genuinely like watching one of those videos where people set up like the dominoes and then it's like you just see the dominoes falling throughout like this whole big room. Do you know what I'm talking about? You able to do that?
Yeah.
That's what this felt like. So the first thing that we're going to start out with is a scandal between Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, Gabriel Zamora, and Manny MUA. Do you know who Gabriel or Manny is?
No.
Okay, that's fine. I feel like the scandals in the YouTube beauty community really all started with this documentary that Shane Dawson directed starring Jeffree Star titled The Secret World of Jeffree Star. which was a 5-part documentary on YouTube about Jeffree and how he built his career and brand in particular. But I feel like this was genuinely the beginning of the end for the makeup YouTubers, and it really was the catalyst that lit the match that like started to burn this industry down. Jeffree Star himself is no stranger to a scandal. He has been clocked in the past for instances of racism and controversial comments, and has, generally speaking, always been involved in drama with other creators in the YouTube community. In 2017, he was put on blast for racist comments that he made on a video 12 years ago. He was, I think, around like 18 years old in that video. He posted a video on his YouTube talking about this and addresses not only the racism, but also the fact that it gets brought up every time that he has a public falling out or a feud with a fellow creator or friend. But I think the difference with Jeffree is that his past racism was always something that was known about. Like, he became a public figure, and that was already something that people knew about him, versus starting out this career, finding massive amounts of success, and then all of this comes out about him.
Crazy that he was even able to start a career, but okay.
I know, and he does talk about it extensively. I bring it up because a racist past is going to come up several times in with other people in this episode. So just to give context of like where Jeffree Star fits into all of this. But yeah, I mean, I do think that it's interesting. Like, he obviously, this was public knowledge, and he was still able to like build a platform.
Yeah.
All that said, in this documentary that he makes with Shane, he addresses the fact that he has had many falling outs with friends, and that this is sometimes the only thing that people really know about him before anything else. He talks about how he always gets portrayed as the bad guy, but if people really knew the details, then they maybe wouldn't feel that way. He mentioned that because of all this, he has a hard time trusting his peers in the beauty community. It was clear to viewers that the friends that he was talking about were specifically other beauty YouTubers: Laura Lee, Nikita Dragon, Manny MUA, and Gabriel Zamora. So in retaliation to the documentary and the comments that they assumed were about the 4 of them, Gabriel posted a picture on Twitter with the others where they all had their middle fingers up, and Gabriel captioned that picture, "Bitch is bitter because without him we're doing better."
Yikes.
This was kind of like the shot that like started the war. Gabriel does admit that the caption was a dig from Jeffree's comments in the documentary. But I think at this point, I like can't fully remember, Jeffree had a lot of like ride or die fans, and so did Shane. And so because of this, the internet fans were out for revenge on Gabriel to defend Jeffree. And so they dug up an old racist tweet that Gabriel had made back in 2012.
Why is everyone racist?
This is what I'm saying. Who was out here? Like, how are there and obviously this goes far past the beauty YouTube community. Like, this has happened with so many people. Brooke Schofield, like,
yeah, Brooke Schofield.
Like, so many people. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Who is out here just like, who made you feel like it was an okay thing to do to come on Twitter,
Right.
a public platform, and tweet racist things?
I don't understand.
It's genuinely mind-blowing. I think also because, like, you and I both grew up in houses where that was not an acceptable way to behave or speak or think, and it's just really bizarre to me that there are this many people out there who, like, didn't see a problem with that without having to be told.
Crazy.
You know? Even if you were a teenager. Like, I just don't, it's very bizarre.
Like, I don't care.
That's the thing. Also, I don't feel bad for you. Like, what? Are you crazy? Anywho, we could talk about that all day long. Gabriel, of course, posts a long apology on Twitter, but it doesn't stop there, because suddenly this whole group that were in that picture start dropping like flies because of their own scandals. Coming out of this scandal, Gabriel posts a 48-minute video on YouTube titled "My Truth." He obviously talks about his past racism, but he also said some things which kind of ignited a scandal for another one of them, which is Manny MUA. Manny was always one of my favorite YouTubers. He was like, I feel like one of the first, aside really from, I mean, Jeffree and Gabriel, I'm not sure who kind of like started first, but Manny was like one of the male makeup YouTubers who I feel like I first saw their content, and it was just like interesting to hear from him because he's from Utah, and he grew up in like a Mormon household.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously he's a gay man, so just like hearing him talk about his upbringing and I'm pretty sure that he has a younger brother who's also gay. So a lot of the times on his channel, he would talk about like his experience with his parents and like the fact that his parents still, I think to this point they're close again, but like even when he was making content on YouTube, they were still having, you know, a hard time with Manny being gay and a man who also wears makeup. So I always really liked Manny, but Gabriel starts talking in the video, in the 48-minute video, about starting to realize that whenever there was negativity, it was like he was basically claiming that it was Manny who was bringing that negativity into Gabriel's life. He specifically names Manny in the video.
Damn.
He basically calls out Manny and says that he had to like remove Manny from his circle because he just felt like the negativity or the drama was always originating with Manny. He also talks about how he felt that Manny wasn't there for him through his scandal when his racist comments were surfaced. So not only does it lead to a falling out with Manny, but it also leads to Gabriel tweeting Jeffree Star and apologize for assuming that Manny's and Jeffree's friend breakup was exclusively Jeffree's fault.
Oh, okay.
So he's feeling like he wasn't getting both sides of the story.
Okay.
Manny doesn't respond right away, but he eventually posted a YouTube video on his own channel.
They all got a post of
I know.
hour-long YouTube video.
It's actually kind of hilarious how this like apology video became like a phenomenon. It's just kind of I don't even know what the word for it is. His video was titled My Reality Check, and in the video he addresses multiple friendship and creative feuds with Jeffree Star, Gabriel Zamora, and another YouTuber who is not in this episode. The bottom line is that he explains that he struggles with confrontation. So when they would maybe have disagreements, he would just end up not being a great friend and would react or respond in petty ways, or just maybe like not even respond at all. He closes the video letting people know that he needed a break from social media to reflect on everything and more or less apologizes to Gabriel and Jeffree. Jeffree never directly responded, but he retweeted another account. I don't know if this is someone who knew them or just maybe like, you know how like, I don't know. I feel like there had to be some sort of like YouTube beauty YouTuber fan page out there.
I'm sure there was.
So that's kind of what I feel like this might be. But this person, whoever they are, made a very lengthy Twitter response to Manny's video, and Jeffree retweeted this. So I'm just going to read a snippet of it. Excuse my language. How the fuck could you have been so shady but say you loved them? You say you're sorry, but you're only apologizing after being exposed.
True, that is what he did.
Right. So Jeffree retweets that and captions it. This sums up my thoughts on his apology video. Now please stop asking me about it. I'm busy being happy. LOL.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know. It's kind of interesting because here's my thing. I feel almost as if Gabriel used his falling out with Manny to deflect from the backlash he was getting for his racist tweets.
Oh, absolutely. He used that and ran with it. For sure.
Yeah. And I don't necessarily, I'm going to be so honest, like, I don't necessarily know that I feel like Manny needed to make an apology video. Like, I don't think that Manny owes his subscribers any answers on what happens with his interpersonal relationships that have nothing to do with his makeup channel.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be on Manny's side on this one. I kind of feel like he just got caught up in that whirlwind of the apology video that were running rampant and felt like he was obligated to make one. I do think that Manny has also had a racism scandal, which I think was a separate thing. So maybe I'll look it up and make sure that I'm right about that, and then we can do that in part 2.
Sorry, I just like dropped my microphone if you heard that.
Okay.
She fell over.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Mic down. But I don't want to, that's not part of like this scandal, so I'm going to just keep that separate in case anyone was wondering. Another side effect of this documentary is the scandal which took down in August of 2018 another very successful YouTube beauty vlogger, Laura Lee. She found herself entrenched in a scandal originating back in 2012 as well, which was ironically the same year that Gabriel's
I guess everybody thought the world was ending so they could like be themselves. They could be racist.
I mean, I don't even remember what was going on in 2012, to be honest. I think her scandal was also a side effect of the documentary. Like, these fans were writing so hard for Jeffree and Shane and essentially holding these tweets in their back pocket until they wanted to use them, is kind of what it felt like. So fans, or haters, went searching through Laura's Twitter and found multiple racist tweets as well. They also found some other tweets from 2013 that used fat shaming language.
Great. Like, why weren't you going through your Twitter once you became big and famous and deleting your old tweets?
No, totally. And like, not that that makes it to where,
No,
you
not that
know,
that makes it any better, but like, why was it still out there?
right. I guess I just would hope that you would have. My only explanation is that they just forgot that they were there, because I certainly hope that they would have like educated themselves and like grown up and matured a little bit
Okay, yeah.
and learned that like their beliefs were not okay, and like to tweet something like that is just despicable. But nonetheless, like, I agree with you, it's so bizarre. How do you not? I feel like I know every single thing that I put on social media
Me too.
like the back of my hand. Maybe it's just because we're not content creators, so we don't post that much.
Maybe.
But I just can't imagine, like, you literally took the time out of your day to go on Twitter, open up the app, and fully write out a tweet saying something racist or to fat shame somebody, and you don't remember doing that?
Yeah. Like,
Like, that's
hello?
crazy. And if you think that people aren't going to go back and stalk you, like, sometimes somebody could have just been stalking you because they were a fan. And then
Mhm.
suddenly they find this. It's a great question. One that I would love to ask one of them. Laura Lee did admit to posting the tweets and followed the accusations with an apology directly on Twitter. It's extremely long, so I'm just going to read the first and last paragraph. But basically the gist was, quote, "I want to deeply apologize for the comments of mine that recently surfaced from 6 years ago. The insensitive retweet and tweets I made are inexcusable, and I apologize from the bottom of my heart to anyone affected by them. Personally, I will continue to work on myself. I am not perfect, but I know I am better than this. I'm holding myself and my actions accountable. To use this as a learning moment. I sincerely apologize to you all, and I hope with time I am able to earn your respect back."
Okay.
That was her Twitter apology. Julia's unimpressed.
Yeah.
But the real backlash came when she posted her video apology to her YouTube channel. This video was titled, fittingly, "My Apology," and was about 5 minutes long. She has since taken it down, but it had millions of views. It was a similar in sentiment to her written apology, but something she specifically addressed in the video was asking people to stop attacking her family for something that she did. Apparently, her mom and niece, who her niece she actually adopted when her niece was 14, but they were apparently getting death threats, and people had somehow gotten a hold of her mom's phone number. So, yeah, I mean, it's like, I feel like this is what we always say, like, two rights don't make a wrong.
Yeah, for real.
Sorry, two wrongs don't make a right.
It's the
I'm
way I didn't
stupid.
even clock that.
It's been a long day. Despite apologizing, though, she got a ton of backlash for this video. She was like sobbing hysterically pretty much throughout the entire video, and the criticism was that she was acting more like the victim rather than the perpetrator, and that it seemed like she was looking for sympathy more than forgiveness. The apology just made things worse for her. She lost about 400,000 subscribers after the scandal broke, and basically lost all of her brand sponsorships. She had, I'm pretty sure, just landed a partnership with Ulta.
Wow, and lost everything.
Yeah. She had just, I'm pretty sure that this was the partnership with Ulta. She had just launched her own makeup line called Laura Lee Los Angeles, and Ulta decided not to launch it.
Yikes.
It's just like insane timing, you know? After the scandal, Laura Lee took a break from all socials until September 2018. So I literally think like a month. Okay, girl.
That was a great break.
When she returned to her channels and she posted another 3-minute apology video. This was definitely received better. She addressed the original apology video, saying that she takes full responsibility and has changed so much in the 6 years since those tweets, which, like, I hope that that's true. You know, like, I feel like it probably is. It just begs the question, like, what mindset were you in when you tweeted those? It's bizarre. Like, I just don't even know how to like think about it in my head. She also acknowledges that she does have millions of followers watching and a lot of young girls and boys looking up to her, and she knows that she has to do better. She also lost sponsorship deals with brands like Morphe, BoxyCharm, and ColourPop. I will say all of these people are still very successful YouTubers and content creators. Laura Lee and Manny actually have a podcast together. It's called full coverage, and they both have talked about like the scandals and stuff. Like I saw a while ago they did an episode with Jaclyn Hill, and they like asked ChatGPT to write them multiple choice questions about beauty YouTuber scandals that have happened, and then it was like basically like whose scandal was this?
Oh.
And it was just like, definitely they've all had other scandals too, and it's crazy like listening to them talk about it now that it's been so many years ago. But yeah, it is kind of interesting. So that's our first one, and it is kind of interesting because they definitely all are still content creators, very successful ones.
Mm-hmm.
Laura has also said that she will never again launch a business, and I'm pretty sure Manny has said the same thing.
Yikes.
So they're like, it's literally
Sorry,
a terrible
guys.
idea, don't ever do it. Maybe particularly makeup is a tough one to get into. Okay, so that's our first one. Any thoughts?
I'm going great.
Yeah,
Everybody's racist.
everybody's crazy.
Yeah, no one knows what's going on. No one knows
What?
how to act like a nice human being.
What were we doing on Twitter in 2012?
I'm not
What
too
were we
sure.
doing? Why was Twitter the premier platform?
I was 9, so
Totally. I don't think I even had a phone.
I don't think I had a phone either.
Why was Twitter the premier platform for bigotry and hatred
I
in
don't
2012?
know.
Someone please let us know.
I don't know.
Crazy work. Anyway, I think probably in part 2 you'll hear about all these people again, to be determined. But next up is, we've never done an episode like this before, so sorry to the listener if it feels like a harsh shift.
Nah.
I'm like, how do I merge these? Next up is the James Charles and Tati scandal, infamous to say the least.
I'm ready. Dive in.
Yeah, probably this is the most insane one. So I knew about this when it came out. I don't think that I ever really knew the details because I feel like I had YouTube beauty scandal fatigue by the time that this happened.
Probably.
And I also wasn't huge into James Charles. I really liked Tati, but I wasn't like a super fan of James Charles because I felt like his makeup skewed younger. Like he had a lot of young fans, which is concerning in and of itself. But nonetheless, this was sparked by a situation with Tati's recently launched company, Halo Beauty. And the well-known supplement brand that had all of the influencers in a chokehold around this time, Sugar Bear Hair.
Okay.
Do you know anything about Sugar Bear Hair?
I feel like it sounds very familiar, but like
They were all sponsored by Sugar Bear Hair. They're
great.
basically
Okay.
gummies that claim to promote hair growth.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're definitely bullshit. Like nothing like that works. That's not a real thing. Nobody used Sugar Bear Hair. Like no offense, but like don't waste your money. Essentially, Sugar Bear Hair was a direct competitor of Halo Beauty because Tati's business, which I actually had to look it up because I was like kind of surprised about this because I was like, well, surely it's a makeup company. It's like supplements, like beauty supplements, which is weird.
Oh, so she's
to me,
like the
but
OG supplementer.
yeah, kind of.
Because now it's like Gwyneth Paltrow and Kourtney
God.
Kardashian.
Honestly, probably. She probably was. I feel like maybe not Gwyneth Paltrow. I feel like Goop might have been around at this time, but definitely not Lemmy. Good call. So, because Halo Beauty and Sugar Bear Hair were direct competitors, when James Charles made essentially like a brand post with Sugar Bear Hair and started posting promotional videos, it did not sit right with Tati. For context, Tati is an OG beauty YouTube creator. She is a bit older. Like I'm pretty sure that when this happened, she was like 36 versus a lot of them. I mean, James was a teenager when he came onto the scene.
Okay.
And most of the other ones were like probably in their mid to late 20s. So Tati was definitely like on the older end of the spectrum. So she was really like a mentor for him. She even had him do her wedding makeup and like to give him a chance. Like she would promote him all the time on her channel. Like go check out James. Like he's so talented. Like please show him your support. So she obviously was very upset about this. And she responds with her own little Instagram story video saying that she felt lost and betrayed by someone, but did not specify who.
Oh God. So dramatic.
So dramatic. But it was very obvious that the two of them were close. And he had even had really surpassed Tati. Within 2 years of his YouTube channel, he had over 16 million subscribers.
Yeah, he fully blew up.
He really did. And I really do think that he would even attribute a lot of that to Tati's help. Anyway, so people are like, oh my God, is she talking about James? Is it a little weird that she's putting a teenager on blast when she's 36?
Mm-hmm. It's very weird.
Just something to keep in mind throughout this. James ultimately released a statement, though, apologizing to Tati and explained that he had only posted the video because the Sugar Bear Hair team had offered him security while he was at Coachella that year, and he didn't even accept any money for the post. Like, basically, I think what happened is he showed up at Coachella, he got like a last minute ticket, so he wasn't able to get like a creator ticket and just had to do like the VIP. So he wasn't in a section
Where I'm sure he's like getting mobbed.
Right. That's basically what he's saying. He's like, I was basically in a section where there were fans of mine and I wasn't separated from everyone else with all the other, semi-famous people that were at Coachella that year. So Tati is pissed about this. And she subsequently dropped a 40-minute video on her channel titled Bye Sister. For anyone who doesn't know, all of these YouTubers had their like unique
catchphrases.
Yes, they're little catchphrases, but James Charles was definitely the most well known.
Hi sisters.
Hi sisters, welcome back to my channel.
Yeah.
He would open up every video with hi sisters, so obviously this is like a blatant dig.
That's a full dig, yeah.
Honestly, an expert use of clickbait.
It is for sure.
Yeah. The video is no longer up, so I did my best to compile information from it.
I'm sure it's well documented elsewhere.
It is. It definitely is. And it's very long. So you can imagine how long this episode took me to write.
Yeah, it was like 45 minutes, I'm sure.
It's literally a 40-minute video.
Because this is like and you did it on my birthday.
But basically, it starts with her explaining the Sugar Bear Hair controversy. After James's apology video, this is the first time that Tati had spoken on the situation. She explains that the reason that she was so upset by it was because James had initially told her that he didn't want to promote any kind of supplement on his channel because of how many younger viewers he has, which is why he had never promoted any of Tati's Halo Beauty products.
Okay.
Tati felt that she had just been used by having essentially guided James through many like contract negotiations, helped him navigate his business when he created an eyeshadow palette and he partnered with another very famous influencer backed brand, Morphe.
People still have that palette and still use it like to this day.
Oh my god, I have the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette.
Yeah.
I never wear eyeshadow, so I don't use it, but like the palette was fire nonetheless, But Morphe was like huge on influencer marketing. Like honestly, I feel like they were like the OG of influencer marketing. Now everybody does it.
Now it's like Tarte. I think they do all those influencer trips.
But Tati had basically promoted everything that James had ever done, every collab, everything. She even added a compilation of clips from her past YouTube videos of all the times that she had mentioned or promoted James on her channel. But this really was just the tip of the iceberg, because then she starts to spill the real tea, which is where she addresses James directly and says, quote, I don't want to be friends with you. I don't want to be associated with you. And I need to say that very publicly so this chapter can be closed.
Oh my god, you're 37 years old?
37. And he's 19 at this time.
Okay.
Yeah. She gets into this whole story about how she feels like the fame has really gone to his head and his behavior was just out of control. Specifically, she said, quote, fame, power, and a fat bank account will change almost anyone. And if you don't have people that will tell you to your face that you're doing the wrong things, you will change.
Okay.
Yeah. She claimed that she was also getting like really gross DMs about him, but she didn't feel like she can even talk about them. I feel like that is part of maybe what we will talk about in a separate episode.
Yeah, with the young kids.
Yeah, so just put a pin in that. But she does expose James for what she's claiming is that he would consistently try to trick straight men into thinking that they were gay because James was interested in them. The specific instance that she cites is she says that he was threatening to embarrass and ruin people to have them behave sexually in his favor. Those were her words. And Tati's like, you have got to stop this behavior, and told him that he needed to get help. She then details a story about how James and his parents had dinner with Tati, and James was telling his dad that every man is, quote, a little bit gay and that there's no such thing as a fully straight man. She's like, I'm so uncomfy that he's talking explicitly about sex and interactions that he's had with partners in front of his parents. And this is where the viral quote, oh my God, time and place. And you did it at my birthday dinner.
Oh.
Yeah.
Iconic.
Just, I mean, it's like still viral. You
literally.
might hear it.
Like I can just hear it.
Yeah, so let's let me clarify. That quote is coming from this next tidbit I'm about to lay out. She says that he was going into specific details about what he wanted to do with the waiter, and Tati told him that the waiter was straight, and James Charles apparently said, quote, "It doesn't matter. I'm a celebrity."
Girl, what?
Yeah. He does eventually address that part of the comment in his apology video and basically says, like, that's something that me and my friends would say as a joke. Like, if one of us got mentioned in, like, an article or something, we'd be like, oh my God, you're a celebrity. Like, saying it somewhat sarcastically, but, like, I don't know. To each, believe what you want to believe on that. I don't know. She also says that she doesn't actually believe that his story about Sugar Bear hair being, like, a last minute thing is true. Like, she thinks it was a pre-orchestrated collab, but that also he had literally said to her before that he didn't even like Sugar Bear hair, so that's awkward. A lot of this the response to this video was actually really people choosing James's side, which was not how I felt. I was like fully on Tati's side, but I also think I was young. I was probably like around James's age when this happened, so I feel like I didn't really contextualize the fact that Tati was so much older than him.
Yeah, and it's like already it started out weird, and then you're like literally ruining a teenager's life for what?
Yeah. And like exposing things about like not underage, but like he's not even 21 yet, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, people were mostly taking his side, but not me at the time. He was just so famous at the time, and the criticism, exactly what I just said, was that they felt that it was wrong due to how much older Tati was and how young James was. But even still, James lost over 2 million subscribers after
Oh, trust, I
Tati.
was there.
You were
I was
there.
on the
Yeah.
bandwagon. I was one of the unsubscribers.
T.
Yeah.
What was that experience like for you?
So I was definitely one of the unsubscribers, and I remember like watching it because you could pull it up onto full screen and watch somebody's follower account, and like somebody had posted somewhere like how to do that, and so people, because you can't, it's not like an easy thing to find
Mm-hmm.
to like watch somebody's follower account like that. So it was just so funny. But
I
like,
mean,
what a crazy time. I don't know. I probably felt like I was just like I just wanted to be like everybody else. I probably had no idea truly what the fuck was going on.
yeah,
And I was like, oh well, everyone's unfollowing him. I'll do it too.
totally. It's a bandwagon thing. I don't feel like you were as tuned in to the YouTube beauties
No, I
scene as
didn't
I
truly
was.
know like really what was going on probably.
So he loses 2 million subscribers, and then shortly after responds with his own video. He's basically just apologizing, specifically to Tati and her husband, but it's kind of your typical, like, I'm learning and growing, and I make mistakes, and I'm human, and I'm sorry, like, I'm young, give me a break. But I will say, James is no stranger to a scandal. So we're going to talk a little bit about some other things.
Okay.
In 2016, James came under fire for a tweet that he made about traveling to Africa as part of a school trip. He tweeted, quote, "I can't believe we're going to Africa today. OMG, what if we get Ebola?"
Guys,
What are we doing? He made a long ass apology for that. I'm not going to read it, but what an insane thing to say. Also, not for nothing, nobody's forcing you to go to Africa. Like, don't be a weirdo about it. What? Okay.
Yeah.
Then in 2018, he came under fire again for posting a ton of sexual comments on Shawn Mendes's socials.
Poor Sean.
It's giving James Charles and Shawn Mendes are 6 degrees apart. Like, it's just,
yeah, there's like no relation.
truly.
No.
But specifically, it was on an Instagram live stream where Shawn was showing off his newfound talent of juggling.
Okay, Sean.
And James Charles commented, "Can you juggle me like that?"
Okay, that I feel is like just kind of funny.
No, it genuinely is. And like, honestly, at this point, I feel like people were just looking for something
but
to
also if
cancel
he's
James for.
harassing Sean, like, and like that's not the first incident.
Well, okay, so the reason that I think it kind of like became something bigger was because evidently people said, I don't know if this is true or not, that Sean ended the live pretty immediately after James left that comment. So people were saying that it was because he made Sean feel uncomfortable.
I would predict that necessarily because I feel like when lives were so big, the comments you were seeing on your phone screen weren't always what the person going live was seeing immediately.
Totally.
So who knows if he even saw that comment.
Also, like, Shawn Mendes is a celebrity. Like, he's used to people thirsting after him.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway, James apologized and apparently dealt with it privately with Shawn. Shawn even said, like, it's not, like, dude, I thought it was funny. Like, I always would giggle, whatever. So, but just to give kind of context into James as a person. Then, in 2019, James got invited to the Met Gala, where part of his caption from
Is this where he wore that, like, fuck-ass shirt?
Yeah. I think so.
It was like
I think he's only been once. Yeah, it definitely is. I think he's only been to the Met Gala once. Part of his caption is what got him in hot water again. It read, "Being invited to such an important event like the Met Ball is such an honor and a step forward in the right direction for influencer representation in the media."
What?
And, like, genuinely, that's kind of my reaction too.
Oh my god, it was like a shirt made of paper clip. It was like a shirt.
Send it to me.
Yeah.
Send it to me, Rachel.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, it's like literally like paperclip.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
what is with the bandana? I'm sorry, we can move on.
I don't really feel like James has ever been a fashion icon.
Yeah.
But basically, people were so pissed at him because they felt that he was comparing that of being a YouTube beauty influencer to the experiences of, like, marginalized groups of people.
That's literally what he was saying.
It is, but I'm going to be honest, like, I don't think that he meant it that way. Like,
Probably
I think
not. He probably felt like, honestly, like a fish out of water being at the Met Gala because, like,
yeah,
truly, he was probably one of the first, like, influencer-esque people to be invited to the Met Gala, which is, like, a crazy feat. Like, good for you, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Because, because I feel like Liza Koshy was also there, but she was not a walker. She was an interviewer. So, like, that's very different.
Very true. Than being someone who's literally, like,
invited,
being treated as a celebrity. Yeah. This was the first time that he didn't really apologize, but he just said that he understood why some people took it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, maybe do some self-reflection along the way.
Maybe.
Anyways, so after this was the Sugar Bear hair scandal and the whole Tati scandal. He lost a lot of fans, including several celebrities like the Kardashians, Demi Lovato, Ariana Grande. So this was kind of like a truly detrimental scandal for him, whereas the other ones I feel like were kind of more like, they kind of, like, you know, people moved on eventually. The interesting part about this is that I mentioned Nikita Dragon earlier, who was involved in the Jeffree, Shane, Gabriel, Manny scandal. Nikita was apparently the one who organized the Sugar Bear hair security at Coachella for James. Basically, she shared screenshots of text messages between the two of them where he asks her for help with security at Coachella, but she couldn't help him, so she connected him with Sugar Bear hair.
Okay. So that's proving that it wasn't premeditated, like Tati was saying.
Right, essentially. But I mean, of course, like, text messages can also be fabricated, so it's begs the question. But yeah, she was, like, coming to his defense. Even with all that, though, Tati started to realize the magnitude of hate that James was getting, even though she had actually gained a ton of subscribers who wanted to support her after everything she exposed. But she felt bad and made a follow-up video where she said, quote, "I do really want the hate to stop. I want the picking sides and the abusive memes and language. I really hope on both sides it can stop."
Well, yeah, because I'm sure he was getting literal death threats as a 19-year-old.
100%. And I'm sure that he was no stranger to that. Like, he's a young man in the makeup industry, like, wearing makeup. I'm sure that he gets stuff like that all the time. But when it's not that it's right, obviously that's not what I'm saying, but when it's perpetuated by somebody that you were once close to, I'm sure that that's, like, even worse blow. So then, there's so many videos, you guys. Then,
so many.
James makes a follow-up video that was very different from his initial apology video. He basically, like, completely turns the tables and goes through every single claim that Tati made about the series of events regarding Sugar Bear hair, and also included proof of his promotion of her company, Halo Beauty, on his YouTube channels and socials.
Oop, got her there.
Got him. He's, like, pissed. At this point, I think he's clearly over it. In terms of her claims about him trying to manipulate the sexuality of multiple men, he addresses this and lets people know that he, not sure why he needed to put this in here, but nonetheless, he let people know that he is a virgin.
Okay.
So do with that information what you will. He also addresses the waiter situation that I mentioned and says that the conversation never got inappropriate, and him referencing his celebrity, like I said, is an inside joke, essentially. And on top of that, he even posted screenshots of an Instagram conversation that he had with the waiter, with said waiter, where the waiter told James that he was actually bisexual, and they ended up actually hanging out and apparently like kissed.
Tea.
So it's kind of like, you know, it really is like such a he said, she said.
Mm-hmm.
There's some more details into this, but it's basically just a bunch of back and forth, and it just won't really make sense unless you watch James's video, which is still up, I think. I think I watched it directly on his channel. But the point that he wanted to make is that he wouldn't out somebody or manipulate them into coming out, which is a good thing. I think the main claim that he was trying to debunk was that he was being predatory in any way.
Ironic.
Totally. Allegedly. Like, obviously, I haven't done my research into that.
Alleged.
Allegedly. Tati's response to this video was a tweet. So she's like, I cannot make another video. Where she said, I've left town on a digital break to heal and pray for healing on all sides.
Okay, homegirl.
My family made me aware of what was just posted, and I'm disappointed to see it littered with so many lies and half-truths. I stand by my videos. Do not twist my words into what they are not. Hear the message. Then she replied to her own tweet and said, I'm working on not reacting out of anger and working through patience for what the right thing to do is. I remind you all, as I remind myself, to do what you can to lead with kindness.
I don't know where you led with kindness.
I think the ship has sailed, babe.
But okay.
Okay, girl. Tati ultimately ended this feud with a very long Twitter Notes app statement about how she and James needed to handle this privately, and she will be posting no more videos about it. She then deleted all the videos she made on the scandal and eventually returned to YouTube just like with her regular content.
Does she still post content?
Yeah, I think so. James basically did the same thing. And then the following January in 2020, which ironic because this Coachella never ended up happening, but
Yeah.
Coachella, whoop, they had no idea what was coming. Coachella ended up releasing the lineup for the 2020 festival, and James Charles retweeted and responded with the caption, "This is about to be the best Coachella yet. No boys or vitamins.
Oh, that's too good.
Just good music, outfits, photos, and memories. Let's go." So that's just funny. I feel like it was kind of like almost him just realizing how ridiculous this online feud was.
Yeah, for sure.
But then in perhaps the most crazy twist yet, in June of 2020, Tati posted a video titled Breaking My Silence. In this video, she talks about how she is truly sorry to James for making the Bye Sister video, and she claims that she only did it because Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star were feeding her all of this information and encouraging her to do it.
Wait, what the hell?
So she's claiming that she thinks that there were so many people, i.e. Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star.
I mean, those are like the biggest people in the makeup industry. Like, and on YouTube. Like, you're gonna listen to what they say.
Totally. But she's basically claiming that they were so jealous of James's success that they wanted to cancel him.
Assholes.
And that's why they told her to do that.
Wow. Okay.
So she apologizes to James, lets people know that they had worked it out behind the scenes, and apologized to each other. But then Shane Dawson responds via an Instagram live and calls Tati manipulative and says that she was fake crying.
Wait, what do you think? Do you think this was like their influence?
I think definitely.
Like, why would she just say that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, definitely I think there was some influence, but also Tati's a 37-year-old woman.
Especially like a whole over a year later.
Right. So I don't know if she was getting like major backlash after like James kind of came back with his response, and that's why she felt like she needed to clear her own name. James never really responded to that, I don't think, but that's kind of like I think where I'm gonna put a pin in it for like maybe a part two.
Yeah.
If there's anything that I can find, like TBD. But yeah, I mean, I definitely think that they probably were involved behind the scenes in some way. Otherwise, why would she say that? So yeah. So that is the second part, which is James Charles and Tati.
Beautiful. It's actually the third part.
True. Oh my God, I'm losing track. Anything, did you know about all that, or did you?
I didn't know about the video, the 2020 Breaking My Silence video. So basically, like, and I didn't know about the Coachella tweet either.
That was kind of funny though, low-key. I'll give him that.
No, that's funny.
It's just
and also, like, Emma Chamberlain is still very good friends with James Charles.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I don't know, like, what's happening.
I honestly don't really know a lot about her.
Or maybe, like, Emma Chamberlain's a bad person and I just don't know.
I
Like,
mean,
you know?
I don't know.
I'm like,
All
is
I know
she?
about her is that she has her own, like, coffee
Yeah,
brand.
and she, like, publicly said that she, like, loses thousands of dollars every year, but she loves coffee so much that she keeps paying for it.
Oh, that's funny. I love her little blonde pixie cut. I hope she keeps that haircut.
No, it's gone. I thought
Well,
she
it's
had the buzz cut right now.
She might. I genuinely only ever see her when she's like is a correspondent at like the Met or something.
Oh, okay.
Or an award show. But yeah, so that's where we're gonna leave it with James and Tati. We might discuss Tati, Jeffrey, and Shane in a separate part. And finally, we are going to end it with the Jaclyn Hill scandal. And you said maybe you know something about this?
I don't know. Her name sounds familiar.
Yeah, she's like I just am such a fan of her. I really do like Jaclyn, so this like made me sad when this happened to her. So this is essentially, in my opinion, Jaclyn was one of the most successful beauty YouTubers. She has been on YouTube since 2010.
Damn, and a real OG.
Yeah, truly. She has millions of subscribers and has had so many brand sponsorships and partnerships. I feel like she really was one of the first. I actually think she was the first YouTuber that Morphe ever worked with and had a very long-standing relationship with them. She also had some scandals when she was working with Morphe, so maybe we'll put that in part 2. But this is about her own makeup line. She has also been extremely open about her life, including her divorce from her first husband, John, and specifically his addiction issues. He actually died in 2022, I believe, of an overdose.
Oh my god.
Which is very sad. At this point, they were divorced. And she actually, I think, was maybe not I don't think she's remarried, but she's definitely engaged. So it's just like very sad. And he was like a musician. I don't know what kind. I think he was maybe like in a metal band or something. So he had like fans of his own, just for context.
Okay.
Throughout her time on YouTube, like I said, she had been involved in some drama with like Morphe. But the difference with her is that she actually lived in Florida.
OT.
Shout out Florida, Orlando.
Oh, boring.
She was like born and raised there, I think. But while everybody else in the beauty YouTube like lived in LA, she was all the way across the country.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like this really made a huge difference when it came to her involvement in any drama. She does live in LA now, but that was like a pretty recent move. She was initially supposed to launch her own makeup line in 2016, Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics, but it was delayed several years because of her ongoing collabs with Morphe. In May 2019, though, Jaclyn announced her makeup line and revealed that she would be starting with lipsticks. That was like a big thing for her. She always like had a lip combo that everybody was like dying to know.
Okay.
So she was launching a 20 shade nude lipstick collection. She was so genuinely excited about it. It was very obvious and had been working on it for so many years that that's like what made this scandal to me.
I'm a little scared. I don't know what's going to happen.
So the lipstick sold out within one day of the launch, but the issues began when people started receiving their lipsticks. June 2019, a fan tweeted a picture of her lipstick, which had a bunch of little like lumps in it, and tagged Jaclyn. Allegedly, she responded to the tweet, but this has apparently since been deleted, so I'm like hesitant to say that this is even real, but I'm gonna read it anyways. Allegedly, she tweeted, quote, "You posted swatches 2 days ago. Loving the lipsticks, question mark. Now you're wondering why it's lumpy? It's obvious this lipstick is used and not fresh from the factory. Like any other lipstick, if you use it over other products, have dry lips, etc., things like this can happen."
Yikes.
So basically she's saying you're making
It's
this up.
your
You're
fault,
literally
yeah.
using another lipstick and saying that it's mine because you want attention.
Mm-hmm.
So initially she fully denied any issues, but then a bunch of similar claims started rolling in. One fan even tweeted a picture of like this hard round piece of something that she had like dug out of her lipstick.
Why is she digging into her lipstick?
Maybe she could feel it. I don't know. Like she got to a point where she could just see like the very surface of it and it's like, what is that? And then the beauty YouTubers got a hold of it, with
God.
one in particular making a video taking a microscope.
Now, where did you get a microscope?
That part, I would love to know.
You don't just come across a microscope.
That's almost kind of giving to me like you were looking for a problem.
Yeah, you were looking for an issue.
Right. So she takes the microscope to it nonetheless and claims that she found like little hairs, little pieces of little fuzzies
Ew.
bubbles and lumps in her lipstick.
Okay.
Ultimately, Jacqueline ends up making a video addressing the issues and explains that it was an issue with the cosmetics lab where the product was made. They had just, when they were making her lipsticks, started using new white gloves for quality control, and the gloves had shed into the product,
Ew.
is what she was saying. She did say that they had now switched to rubber gloves, but she also said that out of all the orders that they received, less than half of 1% had defects.
Okay, so it just happened to be to all the mean bitches.
Right, which, but then again, it's like, it does beg the question, like, almost like, were, specifically the YouTuber, was she making this up?
Yo, like the microscope girl?
Yeah, and it
Okay.
almost makes me wonder if you took like, I feel like just little fuzzies and like dust particles
You
just
could just
live
put
in
those
the
in
air.
there, yeah.
Like, I just feel like I wonder if we took a microscope to every single lipstick ever, if they would have something like that, because particles just live in the air.
Well, also, like, if you don't know how to do a swatch correctly on a microscope, you can just fuck up the whole sample. Not to go stem on you, but, like, you have to know how to do it right.
I see what you're saying. It's a flawed experiment, totally. And I just feel like, I don't know, it makes me wonder if I took a lipstick on my vanity right now and took a microscope to it, I feel like I would probably find a little
Probably you're
fuzz.
you're gonna find, like, dead skin cells, because...
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, it's giving a little bit dramatic.
Yeah.
And she also says, like, she made a YouTube video, like, pretty shortly after, addressing everything, and also assuring everybody that the lipsticks were not expired, they were not moldy, and they were not hazardous.
Oh, Lord, okay.
Because that's what people were speculating about. Like, oxygen bubbles and fuzz were the only things that they were finding. Apparently, the claims are that she had made a video swatching one of the lipsticks prior to the launch and allegedly found like a fuzz. So people thought that she was sending these lipsticks out.
Bruh, she probably thought nothing of that.
She was
Like,
probably like, oh, it's just on my hand.
yeah.
Or like, again, something floating around in the air.
How was she supposed to know that was a mass issue?
No, seriously. But they're like, oh, she knew that there were issues, which I don't believe. But she did do the right thing, and honestly, probably the only thing that she could have done if she wanted to like salvage her brand. She fired the cosmetics lab and refunded every single order, even the ones that didn't claim to find an issue with their lipstick. She specifically said about it, quote, "I don't care about the loss of this money. You know how embarrassing this is for me. I will do everything in my power to make this right moving forward and learn from this lesson God has given me."
Wow, that's a lot of money lost.
I know. Probably millions. People continued, though, to rip her a new one on socials, so much so that she deleted her personal Twitter and Instagram and just fully went dark.
Yikes. Yikes.
She eventually did relaunch with a holiday collection of highlighters and brushes, but said that they took so much time to make sure it was perfect because she literally had PTSD from how disastrous the lipstick launch was.
Yeah.
Which she's talked about that since. Like, that was like actually a traumatizing time for her. This launch went much better, so that's good.
Good.
And she was like kind of known for like being a really like super into highlighters. So I feel like this was a really fitting way for her to like relaunch her cosmetics line. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics no longer exists. And like I said, I've heard Jaclyn, Manny, and Laura all say that they would never start a business again. So it's just kind of, it's like, I think she can laugh at herself now. She's kind of one of those people who has, once again, like, I don't know what's going on with these beauty YouTubers, but like, she was dealt kind of a shitty hand in life. And I just think she's like, I have bigger fish to fry.
Fair.
So, there's that. I also know that I knew she launched like a jewelry line at one point. I'm not sure if that's still up and running either. But she's definitely like still very successful. She doesn't post on YouTube as much, but I think she mostly is just like your typical influencer now. Like, she does a lot of like sponsored Instagram and TikTok posts type thing. But yeah, this one really is like, I don't feel that she deserved the backlash that she got.
No. How was she supposed to know that, like, the place they were using was shitty?
Right. And also, like, things like this happen I mean, how many times a week do I feel like we talk about food having to be recalled?
Literally.
Like, stuff like that happens all the time. It's human error.
The dang humans.
That will wrap up probably part 1 of this episode. Like I said, there's way more that happened, I'm pretty sure, post James Charles and Tati, so we'll probably do that in a part 2. And then I think we will either do a part 2 of that combines all of James Charles's allegations. It might be a separate episode, I'm not sure. And then I will search around for some other ones, maybe some ones that I like wasn't super familiar with some creators that I didn't really watch, but I wanted to focus on the ones that I loved when I was in high school.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but yeah, that wraps it up. I hope everyone liked the episode. Let me know if you liked the whole 3-parter thing, if anyone
Yeah,
has an opinion.
I want a part 2 sooner rather than later.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
There's so
Yeah.
much scandal out there on the YouTube.
Yes, maybe in March we'll do that. But yeah, and as always, if there's anything that anyone wants to hear about, let us know.
Please.
Pretty please. Next week, our episode is on the Tiger Woods cheating scandal. And we may be having a special guest, but I won't reveal who in case they.
And no promises. Yeah.
Yeah. Could be, could not be. Who really knows? But that was tea, though. That one, I wrote it the other day. That was tea.
I'm excited. I don't really know much.
This man was on some diabolical shit. I'm telling you. So, yeah. You have anything to add before we wrap it up?
No. I think I learned so much.
Yes, I was excited for this episode because truly, like, it was me, BuzzFeed, and the YouTube beauty community were like a triple threat in when I was in high school.
Through the high school days.
It really did. And like my makeup was always, I mean, maybe it wasn't. Honestly, you'd probably know. I felt like my makeup was always eating in high school, but I don't really
Oh my
know
god,
that
yeah,
it
you were
actually
great
was.
at makeup.
I was so good at it for a while because I watched all of them religiously.
Yeah, you were doing like a full beat.
I was wearing it was embarrassing, you guys. I would have on like purple eyeshadow on like a Wednesday.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
So, hair fully straightened every day.
You did love to straighten your hair.
I'm lucky that my hair is still as healthy as it is. I attribute that to having never dyed it. But yeah, I loved a straight hair. So this was really my era. If anyone listening is like obsessed with the YouTube beauty community as I was, please let me know because sometimes I feel like I'm on this island alone.
Well, obviously you weren't because like the 16 million subscribers that James Charles has.
Totally. And he wasn't even one of my faves. Yeah, it's crazy. He definitely still makes content and clearly is
gallivanting around Universal.
Totally.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week and you make it to the next Tuesday, so you make it to our next reality digest.
Totally.
And I hope you find out some good gossip in between. And have a good night.
Go forth and gossip.
Go forth and gossip.
Ta-ta.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you next week for more pop culture chaos. The stories we cover are based on research and publicly available sources. While we strive for accuracy, some details may be disputed or unverified, and this episode is for entertainment and informational purposes only.